Well, here we are once again. Natasha has returned, aka Lilith Lovecraft. I blew that all the way out. And John Michalski. I'm this terrible with names tonight.
Yeah.
And you are running for alderman of the
Third district.
third district.
In
Okay.
the city council, yes.
Yes. Okay. Very good. You've been a sitting alderman now for
About 6
3
years.
terms.
Yeah, this is.
Okay.
This will be my 4th term.
And well, what do you want to say to everybody about running?
I love talking to people. You know, a lot of people don't like doing the doors and all that. Actually, I like it. When people answer the door, I'll talk to anybody. People just, even if they're complaining and saying, well, why don't you do this? I'll listen to anybody. I'll do what I can. But I love talking to people. I really do.
I do too. I actually polled papers for alderman. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you hear the rumor?
What's rumor?
Well, I went down and got the papers, and by the days later, people that should have had no idea that I did, they were saying, "Well, you're gonna run for mayor? We heard you drew out papers."
Well, you did that one time.
Well, no, I ran for mayor.
I was about to say, you did that one time.
Against John Anaramian, who's now returning. Now returning. That's kind of funny.
It kind of makes you wish you threw your hat in for the mayoral race again.
No, but maybe the aldermanic race, but I would have been in between two personalities, and I just really don't know if I was prepared for that.
Well, maybe if you had thrown your hat in, somebody else wouldn't have.
Yeah,
And that's a cool hat, I like the hat.
Still a chance for a write-in.
Yeah, but you have to be declared a bit beforehand. So that,
like those guys last time that declared like a day before.
You know something though? It's really an insidious strategy, but there is a logic behind it. My sister lives up in Fredonia. Hail, hail, Fredonia! Anyway, and somebody did that in the town board in Fredonia, and they won. The logic behind it is very often if somebody is unopposed on the ballot, people will just not mark that person at all because they're in anyway. Mm-hmm. So you get a handful of people to do the write-in for the same person, and they can steal the election, even though the majority of the voters probably wanted the person that was unopposed. That's why they're running. It can happen.
Oh, it can happen. It's sort of a devious attempt, though, without debating your opponent publicly before that. But
if you want to be on the ballot, it isn't that hard to get on the ballot. Just get the 20 signatures. That's all you need to do.
I know. I had to get like 250 for all mayor.
Well, mayor is a lot harder.
And I thought they were when I submitted my nomination papers in full regalia, I figured they would stop me right there, but nope, they got me on the ballot.
Okay.
So proof of the American system right there.
Oh, yeah.
Natasha, maybe you should run for office.
I think I should, definitely.
Where do you live? Which district do you live in?
Oh, I live over by Bradford. I'm not sure which district that is.
Yeah, okay, that's probably the 10th.
Yeah, so I think so, yeah.
So Anthony Kennedy, see, he's running unopposed this time. So
Yep.
if you had been in, it would have been you and Anthony, and that.
Oh boy, I think she'd get a little more attention than Anthony.
I think so too. Definitely.
Next time for sure.
Nevertheless, now it seems like to me. So I'll go on a limb and say in the downtown district there that we had a couple that I think they ran for office because they got encouraged by somebody, and then once they get into the office, they kind of isn't really what they wish they would have done. Does that you feel that out a little bit?
Okay, you mean the last two women? Okay. Rhonda Jenkins has family issues that she had to take care of, and that was eating up her time. So she didn't run again because she might not even be in the community, in the city at all. I know her parents have got health issues, and she might end up having to move down south. Didn't want to run and then say, okay, I got reelected. Now guess what? I'm moving to Mississippi.
Yeah, you got to split.
So yeah, she didn't. So that I think was legitimate. I really liked working with Chris Schwartz, but she and her partner wanted, and their dream was to own a winery. And so they bought, working in a winery out on the West Coast. Not like Wallersheim here, but hey, listen, to give up your lifelong ambition and dream, or at least what you think is your dream, just to be, to run for alderperson, go with my lifelong dream.
Yeah, well, if you're going to stay in Kenosha, obviously,
Yeah.
And now we got, the mayoral race ought to be interesting, I mean, the debate proved that. I think I saw you there.
I was definitely there.
I wasn't going to miss that for the world.
Well, it was there because it was a real horror show, not to.
I know. I'm getting,
not to
the
besmirch
city
Anthony
council
Burgess.
has been competing with me for horror and laughs for a long time.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, I was talking about Anthony Burgess. A real horror show.
Oh.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. So anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how it shapes up, and obviously you've got years on your.
I have
opponent.
experience.
That's got to be very interesting.
I do have experience. I know what levers to pull to get what done, if they are doable. The things I promise, the only promise I actually make is somebody calls me or emails me, I will always get back to them. Always, always, always.
Well,
always.
I have to say, living in the 8 with Kevin and Kirk, that both of them have done that.
Okay.
So that leaves me in an
But at the same time, I don't make outrageous promises like I'm going to work to revamp the criminal justice system. That was, that's outside of the city's purview. I'm sorry.
Out of the box.
But things like that. So I think I have the temperament to deal with anybody on the council, and I know how to get things done. And I'm nobody's baby but the thirds.
Well, you certainly had you certainly had to be in there for a lot of us.
Oh yeah, Sturm and Drang.
I catch a council meeting whenever I can.
Oh, you
I always
poor
say
man.
that I'd like to catch them at the nighttime, but I've gotten kind of turned into a day person.
Oh.
I know. Does that?
That's
Destroying the audience. I mean,
You're destroying your self-image, yeah.
atmosphere here. But it would help if maybe you guys sold just beer and wine at council meetings. I think that you could earn a little extra cash for the city, I bet you the attendance would double.
Oh yeah.
People would be out of control locally.
They're already. Some of them are already out of control.
I don't know. And do you think some of them slip in maybe a flask?
I don't think so, but they don't need the little extra incentive to behave poorly.
Inappropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it could be it work the other way and make them more calmly. But hopefully we're seeing the future of Kenosha gets a little bit brighter here.
I hope so too. I think we're.
And I always make the point that there's so many people that either they don't vote, they don't pay attention, and then when it's the 0 hour and they got an issue, then they're blowing up downtown because they never paid attention, they never voted. I mean, you figured we get with the turnout on votes in Kenosha, the percentages.
Downtown as the business district. That's not my district. It's the second. Got a couple of good guys running this time. I think that but I have had a little bit of assistance and things there. I'm working on the historic buildings, and that makes a difference. So that helps the image downtown. A lot of things going on downtown, and my district has got the uptown area, which gets a bad rap. A lot of it.
Yeah.
A real bad rap, which is undeserved. But at the same time, there are improvements happening there. But I tell the uptown merchants, what helps downtown doesn't hurt you. People are going to go right back on 60th Street or Roosevelt Road to head downtown. They're going to go right through your district.
It's not that far away.
It's not that, so that's going to help. So they're kind of on board with that. And had a lot to do with saving the Heritage House.
Mm-hmm.
We did something that was very sneaky. The only thing the Historic Preservation Commission could do, and I'm the chairman incidentally, if we would have said yes, because the CABA had a nice big check to help, $50K to help raise the building.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have said yes, go ahead, raise the building, it'd have been gone. If we said no, don't raise the building, it was just advisory, it would have been gone. We did the one thing that they weren't, the ones who wanted it to go away were not prepared for it. We deferred our decision for 90 days until they could find until they could find a buyer. And you know something? At first, shall we say, certain people in the administration were at first very, very upset with us for that. Subsequently, they're glad because now we got Gorman, and that's going to do more for the downtown than any trolley expansion.
I love all those old buildings.
I do too.
Kenosha Theater, that's another one. And I just love the old vibe of the old downtown, and would love to see that stuff saved as much as possible.
Oh, yes.
But it just gets to the point, we've just lost the Kino now, which basically was the duct tape was holding that together. But
Well, here's the thing about the Keno, and it's out of the city, so we're talking a little bit outside of the city's purview. It's Pleasant Prairie, but no drive-in closed because it lost money.
no, it didn't. That one didn't.
And none of them.
No.
No drive-in theater, to my knowledge, has closed because it was losing money. What it is you get a piece of land that some developer wants, and they go to the owner, and if you're the owner of the Keno or whatever, and you're making a profit of say 50, 75K a year, and somebody comes to you and saying, "I'll give you $5 million for this property right now," you're going to take it.
Well, that's all said and done, and I think they went and they grabbed the marquee, which isn't the Art Deco marquee that it originally was.
No.
And to be fair, that property was in total despair
Yeah.
before the current the last owner owned it. So
Well,
that's,
it was a fun place to go. And
we could come back. I mean, it's not that easy to build one. It's just a matter of somebody that wants to do it and has the land.
Yeah.
And there was another group that said they start talking about a publicly funded drive-in, and I was like, well, what, huh? And then I said, an intelligent woman, and I said, well, is there any models of this actually working? And in fact, there are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and now that I think Top Choice must own the thing, it blows up and the outdoor screen for like what they do in Lincoln Park and whatnot. And
Well, that's a lot of fun.
hopefully I can host a movie someday on a
Okay, well,
that.
So, movies. Now, if you were to say Dr. Destruction's premiere movie, what would your movie be?
Well, ultimately, it'd be the movie I'm in that's coming out in spring. That's supposedly getting distribution. Finally, now after 4 years, would be Killing Poe.
I gave him the opportunity for the plug.
There you go. But there's a lot of other films I could think of.
Okay.
Classics.
Which classic?
Oh, something like Harold and Maude, maybe, or
Okay.
maybe one of Orson Welles' films. I wouldn't necessarily have to stick with the horror subject, but if it was to show a horror-related film, it certainly wouldn't be anything like The Walking Dead or
No.
slash.
We talk about classics.
Yeah.
Like The Bride of Frankenstein, which is not just a good horror movie classic, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie because it's well thought out. They took their time. They really did everything they possibly could, and to make it a great film.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have you on again, obviously.
All right,
for another
anytime.
chat. All right. One last pitch to the voters.
You vote for me, and you're going to get experience and maturity, and somebody will bust his hump for you.
All right, you heard it right here on a Crimson Theater exclusive.
Thank you.